Today we are going to use a video to help us learn about how to draw our cityscapes. When you're done watching this first video, you're going to fill in this worksheet all about drawing your city. You're going to answer 3 questions and then turn this paper in to me so you can get your final paper for your cityscape drawing. Let's talk about what a cityscape is. A cityscape is an artwork that shows a city. It could be a drawing, a photo, or a painting. This is a painting of a city by Claude Monet. A cityscape is different from a landscape and a seascape, which are also big pictures of a scene. A cityscape always has buildings. Today we are going to learn how to make a cityscape with a reflection. We are going to draw on a large piece of paper. Our first step is to fold our paper in half. There's 2 different ways we could do this. We are going to fold the hot dog way, like this, so we get a nice long rectangle. We do not want a hamburger fold, which is wide side to side. We want a hot dog. I'm going to fold by matching my corners up right here and right here. One hand is going to hold the paper down to the desk. The other hand is going to press the fold just like this, making a nice crease. Now I have 2 parts of my paper, the top and the bottom. I'm going to be drawing on the top half of the paper. Now it's my time to decide what kind of buildings do I want to have in my city. I'm going to draw my buildings using simple shapes, like triangles, rectangles, and squares. I'm going to use my pencil to draw the basic shapes of all the buildings. I think I want a skyscraper made up of rectangles. I'm going to do a big rectangle, some medium rectangles, and some smaller rectangles. See how I have different sizes of shapes, but they're all very simple. Now I want to try a building that has a different shape, maybe one that is a skinny rectangle with a triangle on top and maybe even an antenna. I'm going to keep using simple shapes to make different buildings. Lots of different kinds of buildings will show variety. Okay. I want to make sure that I have variety in my buildings by changing the size, the shape, and even the height. I can change how tall the buildings are, and that will change the skyline, where the sky meets the top of the building. This is an example of an interesting skyline. You can see on the green line, it shows the different heights of buildings so that the skyline is interesting and shows variety. I'm going to keep drawing all along the top of my paper until I finish filling in with buildings. Sometimes I can draw my buildings so it looks like they overlap. This building and this building look like they're in front of this building just because I made a line between the 2 buildings to make it look like it goes behind these 2. You'll see that I didn't add any other details like signs or windows or doors. We're going to save those for later. Your job right now is to think of all the kinds of buildings that you want and the different shapes that you want them to be. Okay. If you feel like you have an empty space like here, it's good to draw another line to make it seem like the buildings overlap, or you can always go ahead and draw a building that sits kind of on the side of your paper or in an empty space that you might be having in the top somewhere. Okay, a complete pencil drawing looks like this. It's no details, just big outlines of buildings using simple shapes. When you're all finished, you're going to put your work in your table folder,